tests. We look at actually how the body's functioning as far as digestion-wise, toxins, allergens. We look at the different biochemical components so we can actually run tests that'll see your vitamin, mineral needs, enzymes. And we can also see what types of hormones that your body's deficient in. And from those laboratory tests, we can kind of devise a plan of action of what to do. And we also use what's called neurological muscle testing. So we test your body's nervous system to see how it's functioning in accordance to whatever stresses may be upon the body.
My urinary tract infections got further and further apart. And eventually, I guess it was probably 4 or 5 months, I never had them again.
We take a patient-centered approach and we try to make every experience a little bit a magical experience, and everybody has that type of care.
Pleasure to be here. Looking at you guys and looking at the bright light there, my people are constricting a little bit. But it's an honor and a pleasure to be able to share with you guys. And big hand to the corporate staff, guys, for putting on this event. What an introduction that Corey gave me. I mean, I think he overspoke about me, I always say I'm just a product of the people that taught me what I needed to know, and I'm just really good at regurgitating those things. From my parents are here, the rest of my family, my mentors, my instructors, all they've done is they've told me what they've been taught, and I'm here to regurgitate those things to you. So a little bit about myself. I was born and raised on the island of Oahu in Hawaii, and on the North Shore. And I never really had big dreams and aspirations of being on stage or anything like that. I never really had big dreams and aspirations of becoming a doctor. What I really wanted to do was just play music, come home, and just do that for a living. But it really wasn't until I was in college and I saw my grandmother go through her health issues. And then it was from there I said, you know what, I can do something to help other people. So that's kind of like what I focused on. And believe it or not, I was actually going to be an electrocardiologist. I wanted the prestige, I wanted all that kind of stuff. So I was trained by one of the top electrocardiologists in the world. But it's like I always say, God has something in store for you, and that's not really where you're at. Where you're directing yourself. It's always 90 degrees to your attention. And so what happened was, he told me, I can tell that you're not happy with what you're doing. I said, absolutely. He said, you need to look into something else. And that's where I found myself 2 years later, after spending 2 years in an OR in a cardiology department. And the things that I've been taught have been nothing short of spectacular. I see miracles upon miracles. Dr. Angie can testify for these things. She sees those things in practice. And it's just because of what our mentors taught us. And what I'm going to do for you guys today is I'm going to show you guys what we have in Yoli. Okay? Alongside with a phenomenal financial system, we have phenomenal products, guys. I would not be risking my reputation with a company that I didn't trust, with a product that I didn't trust, that I couldn't tell my patients, hey, you can take this, and I'm just cringing on the side and hoping and crossing my fingers that this is going to work. I can't be risking my reputation on that. I took a lot of time and effort to build my reputation, to build my practice, and I can't be doing something just to make money. I have to be doing something to change lives. So what I'm going to do for you guys in this presentation is I'm going to take you guys through what I call the degenerative disease process, how people get sick, why people go through faulty diseases, okay? And I'm going to show you guys why the Better Body System is not just about weight loss. I practice in Orange County. If any of you guys know what Orange County is, it's the vein capital of the world. So I don't have overweight people come into my practice. But I successfully market the system as a health promoting system, not a weight loss system. If you notice, it says Better Body System, then it says Better Body Weight Loss System. And what we're doing is we're giving people a better body. And now I'm going to teach you guys, how do you guys communicate to that? How do you communicate that to other people? And I'm going to tell you what exactly I say in my practice. And here's a hint of what I say. It's nothing different than what you've already been hearing on the 5 steps. I basically do a home party with every single patient that comes through my office. I don't do anything different. My mentors always tell me, hey, you know what, you just follow what other successful people are doing, you eventually reach the same path, destination if you follow the path. So that's what I've done. My wife, she finally found, she goes, how are you so smart? And I'm like, no, I know a lot of things. And she finally found my secret. And she goes, I figured out your secret. It's this thing called Google. She goes, how do you know everything? How do you know to make all these things? I'm like, Google. No, but all kidding aside, I have great mentors and phenomenal teachers. So let me start with this. Every single person is producing waste products. If you're breathing, you're producing waste. You're producing toxins. In order for you to be healthy, you've got to get the toxins out of your system faster than you're producing it and taking it into your body. Every single cell in your body is like a little machine. It's like a little car. It's producing all this waste. If you let that waste accumulate, you slowly age faster. Okay? And with waste products, you alter pH. It's a proven biochemical fact. Any type of toxicity in your body will increase acidity. No doubt about it. Some people always ask me, hey, is alkaline a gimmick or anything like that? No, it's a biochemical fact. Our bodies are tending towards a state of acidity. We're never tending towards a state of alkalinity. Disease always goes towards acidity. So, in the natural health profession, we were always taught a couple things. We were always taught to give our patients supplements. We were always taught to detoxify them. We were always taught to remove stressors in their body. So when I first started practice, the average patient that would leave my practice would leave with about 30 to 40 bottles of different supplements. They would have to take about 45 pills a day. Because we were taught, believe it or not, I was taught by some of the originators in the nutritional industry, and we were taught to maintain pH levels and increase alkalinity. So we used to either do that with supplements, or we used to make our patients eat 33 pounds of spinach a day. Compliance was a huge issue in my practice. People are coming in with bags of spinach and I'm not even going to eat all this. I'd rather die. And some people were really serious about that. They're like, I'd rather die than do all this. Can't you just put it into a pill? Can't you just do that for me? I can just take something, put it in my drink. I said, I wish I could. And you know what? I lost a couple patients because of that. And when I say lost, I didn't mean that they left my practice. I mean that they died because they didn't want to comply with that. All we had to do was switch their pH, get them into a state of health. And they passed on. And luckily, within the past couple months, we fell upon Yoli. And when Yoli came, let me tell you our backstory about how Yoli ended up. One, it was, what Corey said with the whole thing. We went out to Korean barbecue and stuff. But Eugene actually dropped off a pack of Alkaline. He dropped off a big packet of Alkaline. I had no idea what it does. I read the thing and it said, reduces acidity. But I had a patient that was suffering from gout. He was suffering from gout for about 3 months. Nothing that we were doing was touching it. This was ruining my ego, by the way. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's crying every single day. And he's like, no, none of my pain meds and the things that you're doing is helping out my gout. So I got this packet of Alkaline and I gave it to him and I said, try it. Gout is a buildup of uric acid. Alkaline has alkaline stuff in it. I don't know what it is. Just take it. He says, how much do I take? I said, take the whole bag. So he takes it home. He's like, no, simple enough. I'll just put it in my drink. I'll drink it up. So he ended up taking the entire bag within 3 days. No joke. And he calls me up on the 3rd day and he's crying on the phone. I'm thinking to myself, okay, how do I come up with an excuse? I'm trying to rationalize all this, and he's just crying on the phone, and I get off the phone. He calms down, and he goes, oh my gosh, for the first time in 3 months, I'm pain-free. For the first time in 3 months. And my answer back to him was, that's what you came for. But this is how I was taught. We address nutritional deficiencies, we address toxicity, we address stressors in our body. But there's an underlying factor that if you do not address all those 3 things, there's a lot. And that is pH. pH balance, guys. If you don't balance out pH, it doesn't matter the quality of the supplement or type of supplement that you're taking. It doesn't matter if you sing Kumbaya all day long.